Hey, I'm Sarah, and this is the Goddess in Training podcast. This isn't about being perfect or polished or having it all figured out. This is about what happens when you actually start listening to your body, your intuition, your patterns, your truth. I'm asking big questions and having real conversations, sometimes messy and sometimes magical, with people who've lived through it, grown through it, and still don't have all the answers. If you've ever doubted yourself, betrayed your gut, or wondered if you're the only one, you're not. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the Goddess in Training podcast. Today's episode is a special one. It was recorded on location in the lush jungle meets the sea paradise of Drake Bay, Costa Rica with my dear friend Cathy. Cathy is a former educator, a gifted tarot reader, and the soulful steward of a casita tucked into the wild edges of the Osa Peninsula. We first met on the street here. I was itchy from insect bites and wandering through town. And I met Cathy and I asked her how she ended up in Drake Bay, and she said just one word: magic. I knew instantly we'd be friends. In this episode, we talk about what it really means to follow intuition, even when it takes you into remote places, uncomfortable transitions, or radical change. Cathy shares her journey from math teacher to jungle host and what it's like to live where howler monkeys and whales are your neighbors, and how she weaves tarot into everyday life. And here's a little teaser. I'm beginning to plan intimate retreats in Costa Rica, right here where the jungle kisses the ocean. If you're craving a reset, community, and reconnection with your intuition in a place that truly feels like the edge of the veil, make sure you're subscribed at goddessintraining.online. My email list will be the very first to know when dates are released. Now, come with us into the heat and magic of Drake Bay, where time stretches, animals talk, and life is lived barefoot. Welcome again to the Goddess in Training podcast. I'm here with my wonderful friend, Cathy, who I met Cathy. It was probably over a year ago. I've been coming to Drake Bay for 2 years now. And I was in the store looking for something to help with my insect bites, and as we do here in Drake. And I see Cathy in the road and strike up a conversation, and I say, "Well, how did you end up here in Costa Rica?" And Cathy's answer was
magic.
And so I knew from that moment we would be wonderful friends, and we are.
You didn't tell me that story for a long time.
But it was such a quick conversation, and that was your answer. You just said magic. That was it. And so now we can elaborate a little bit more on what you meant by magic.
Okay, yeah. I mean, back in 2013, I was here as in Costa Rica teaching, and we went all around the country. And I had my first dose of Drake Bay, and I don't know, 10 years later, I ended up coming back as a volunteer for Dolphin and Whale Forum. And as I was saying goodbye to the dolphins and whales, of course, I turned around, saw a little casita, and just felt joy and, happiness for the people who lived here. And because here is where I am now, is in that magical house. Turned around and I saw an archway with flowers and said, "Oh, they're so lucky, what a beautiful space." Didn't wish for anything, I just said how grateful they should be if they weren't, which they were. But anyway, so 10 months later, this house that we're sitting at now was on the market for sale in a price range that I could afford, and 4 weeks after that, it's mine. So, yeah, magic.
And some, it always takes some doing. Like once you have that inkling that you can't really get rid of, like I'm sure over that span of time, it kept popping up in other ways, right?
Yeah, so no.
Oh, it didn't?
No.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure out my next move. Like, I had been in business for 20 years and was very successful. Then I transitioned into middle school math, believe it or not. Loved dealing with the energy of the middle schoolers, and having just
Not me.
but having the ability to like change their mind about math. That's what I was teaching. And one of them who didn't think she was a mathematician just graduated from NC State as an engineer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
gosh.
I helped her do that. And
Wow.
yeah. So that was amazing. I was just looking for the next big thing, and then and I was happy. Like I was happy where we were in North Carolina. We're in near Asheville, and it's beautiful. And I had a really strong group of female friends that were supportive, and I was like, okay, I can really make this go here. And truly, humidity and me, like, we moved to the mountains of North Carolina from the state of Vermont because I don't do heat.
You can probably see that we are sweating.
No, it's glistening.
Yeah,
glistening.
There you go.
So we don't sweat here. We glisten. But really, 3 showers a day here. And
yeah.
so I had no idea that I would move here. No even thought. But when this place was up for sale, and I was going away offline for like a week, and so I messaged the person and said, I'm interested. You know, I know I'm going offline. You priced it well. You probably won't have it when I get back, but I just want you to know I'm interested. And I got back, and I didn't hear from her for a couple days after I was like, I'm back. So I thought, sure, it was gone.
Yeah.
And she messaged me, and again, 4 weeks later, it's like, ah. So it was out of the blue. It was going by gut, like instinct, by everything in my life, big things. Big changes, like going from Vermont to North Carolina. I was looking for a long time for a place, but North Carolina wasn't really destined or anything. Like,
Right.
it took years of like being open. Like, where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? And then all of a sudden, October, we sell our house. November, I get enrolled in a college course that I can transition to teaching. December, we move. January, we bought a house unseen because the people who bought our house did it unseen, and we're like, if it's for sale by owner, they have confidence that it's a really good house, right? So we went for sale by owner.
Yeah.
We knew the area already because we had checked it a couple of times, and so we bought the house sight unseen. I was enrolled in school in January, and I was in a classroom in January.
Wow.
And so it was October to January.
Yeah.
Same with this, like, all the big things just go boom, 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 boom. But you gotta have faith, and so
Yeah, especially like from my experience too, that during those waiting times, those liminal periods where like nothing's happening.
It's so hard.
Yeah, because like you're trying to manifest things, and so you're like, well, nothing's happening, and you're looking around. But then when they do start happening, it's like it's almost the opposite. It's like, whoa, slow down a little bit.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's funny how that happens.
Yeah. Well, and you have to be like, you have to know that. I don't even know how you know. It's just when the right thing happens, for me, it happens quickly and spontaneously. I really am open to change, though. And that's
the thing. Yeah, I think in following your intuition, you have to be open to wherever the path takes you.
Right.
And
looking for the signs.
Right. Looking for the signs.
To see.
And you can't have fear. So what role does fear play in your life?
I don't have a lot because I mean, we have this life.
Yeah.
And I want to experience everything.
Yeah.
It's an amazing, incredible space that we're in this one body. You know, do we have multiple lives? I think so. I don't know if we do or not, but in this body right now, in this time period, this is my one chance to see what I can see and do what I can do to make things better. Which is ultimately what I think we're all here for.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And part of that is just experiencing, period, but experiencing joy more than anything. And I think in those times when we're waiting and when things are going too fast, I think it's easy to get stuck and lose sight of the fact that we're really here to enjoy and love and live and to live.
I just
and
got
so,
chills.
so it's
very
hard.
hot here.
But it's hard, you know. What's your experience with where you're like, you have these big dreams and you're moving toward them and you're following your intuition and you get caught in this kind of like swirl of progress and then you lose sight of the here and now and experiencing like, wait a minute, it is beautiful where I am right now. And I can imagine this is a tough place to be in Costa Rica. And there are waves of, again, the same thing. There are waves of waiting and then there are waves of lots and lots of activity.
Yes.
And so that almost mimics kind of how life is in that way.
An extreme.
Yeah, with an extreme. Yeah.
So yeah, here in Drake Bay, it takes me an hour boat ride and then an hour, half-hour taxi ride to get a decent grocery store. Like, it's an effort. I don't have banks. That same trip is to go to an ATM, exchange money. It's hard. And my first stove here, like we brought in on a boat, and the guys just like stick it on their shoulder and they carry it in through we don't have docks. It's a water entry. So this is a very extreme place, and I think that connection like has helped me be present. Like, you have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be present. But the little things also become special.
Exactly.
Like doing dishes when, you don't have water. Like, what do you do? No, because water and electricity is also, it's tough here. Like, it goes off. And you don't have a connection to anybody except the rain. Even your neighbors, like, I sing really loud when the rain is pelting because nobody can hear me. Like, that's when I have my best singing sessions. It's better than the shower. So it's great. It's good. But it's remote. It really is. And I did not speak Spanish. And I came here 2 years ago, and I'm not very good right now. But people are very generous. Sí, poco a poco. They're so big-hearted. Pura Vida is a way of life. It's not just commercial.
That's true.
So, and here people rely on each other. They have to. So, yeah, it's an experience for sure. But yeah,
and people here, I think, just naturally feel the rhythm of life in a way that I didn't before coming here. And my kids are here with me on this trip, and we come from this world where we are scheduled and like, well, what time are we doing this? And they'll be like, well, we're supposed to be at the beach. Meet them at 7:30 at the beach. And it's like, yeah, like times, like everything is so fluid. Nothing is set in stone in terms of time. And that's just how people operate here. And because things are hard, things do take a long time. When you go to the bank and you have to do business at the bank, you can sit and be ready to sit for like 3 hours, even if it's like
or not get anything done.
Exactly.
And have to take the boat back. So yeah, 2.5 hours. Oh, I gotta get the boat. Yeah.
But people go out of their way to try to connect with other people because there is so much time waiting and there is so much uncertainty, and people kind of fall into this rhythm that is just more community based, I think, than in the United States.
Yeah, the connection is real for sure. And Tico time is also real. And it's funny because when they're late, it's like, oh, Tico time. And when you're late, they leave. But it's, they really, like, no pasa nada. It's like, don't worry about it. It's like, there's so many big things you have to worry about, like life and death things that these like, oh, they didn't have the paint at the store and you gotta wait 2 more days because they only make a delivery twice a week and things like that. It just brushes right off because they would be angry all the time otherwise. It's not a way to, it's not Pura Vida.
No.
So, yeah. So when I first came for a year and a half, I would find myself like zooming down the beach. Like, where are you going? Like, oh, I'm just walking down the beach. And then, like, probably 3 months ago, so I've been here 2 full years, 4 months ago, I found myself strolling through a really heavy rainstorm, like, not caring. There's another one. I was walking up the beach. I was walking up the hill with bare feet in a rainstorm. So it just makes things okay. Like, and when there's big things, you have support.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the no pasa nada that I'm having trouble with as a former type A person. It's like,
I'm A-okay with it.
yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I'm getting there. I'm trying.
It's more challenging when I have my daughter because she's definitely more a type A and the planner. Yeah.
That's where we were trained.
Exactly. Yeah, it really is a completely different way of life. And I think, too, the dedication to nature and the animals plays into that as well. Because no matter how much of a hurry people are in, even if they've grown up here their entire lives, if there are monkeys, people will stop and they will look at the monkeys.
And if there's babies, oh my God.
Yeah.
I get really excited.
Say hi to the dogs.
Yes.
And it's just such an integral part of life as well that I appreciate so much. What are some outstanding experiences that you've had with nature when you've been here?
Oh gosh, so many.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you talked about dogs. So stray dogs are everywhere. And so my son kept saying, oh, you need a dog, you need a dog. And so there were puppies up the road and it was cute. And actually the mama puppy put a puppy in my lap and I was like, this is mine. And they said, it's already taken. And I was like, well, then I'm not taking any others. The mama gave them to me. So I refused it, and I was like, the right dog will come along. I thought that was it. It was not it. But then Loki, my dog, came under my bed, and he just walked in the door and went under my bed and just hung out. So that was a pretty incredible. He's still with me.
He's sitting right at our feet right now.
Right,
You can't see, but
yeah, maybe you can post a picture.
I will. Yeah, Loki, this little red bandana.
With this red bandana, that's right. But so that was kind of a cool connection, and he's been really like he's my protector after a year and a half, and it's good. But so many other things, like the monkeys know me. There's so many birds that come, and it's just like they just know that you can be trusted, and they approach you closer. And there are many people that want to, New Year's Day.
Yeah.
We went to a restaurant and we sat in the back where, the tree line is. And there was a beautiful owl.
Oh.
And he came and he sat on a chair and right next to my table, and it was me and a friend, and we were all like, oh, this is a great omen. And then other people started seeing them, and one lady just needed to get closer and closer. I was like, that's what zoom lenses are for.
Yeah.
We were really close, so maybe that's what made her think that she should get closer. We were close because it came to us.
Right.
And that's a big deal all around here. As long as the animals approach you, it's okay. But when you're in their space, people are looking at you like, give them some space. And it ended up flying away, of course. Yeah. But, monkeys too, where the people are like getting really close. I'm like, Mama, it's going to be okay. Like telling the mama monkeys that they'll be able to cross once the human moves, It's hard. Yeah. Humans are hard, but the animals are very cool. The animals are very cool. So.
Yeah, and just so appreciated by everybody in a way that I wish everybody in the world appreciated animals as much as Costa Ricans do. You never see roadkill here. Whenever I get back home, driving along I-81, it's like so many dead animals all over the place. You never see them here because people will stop and help an animal. I think it's a law that if you see an animal that needs help, you're supposed to make a call and stay with it until it gets professional help. Yeah.
Kenneth did with a tapir.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. Danta. It didn't survive, but they got doctors there. I mean, they had a slew of helpers that were trying really hard. And boa constrictors. Okay, so a boa constrictor grabs your pet cat. And so then you call your neighbors and you're like, help, and you're trying to get the cat undone, and it's a big boa constrictor. And it might wrap around your arm, and your arm's turning blue, and your friend is helping you with that. And then they carry that boa to a safe place. They don't chop its head off. Yeah. They don't do anything bad. They bring it to a further place where it can live its life. It's incredible.
It really is.
It's incredible.
It really is. So also, when we first met, you offered to read my tarot cards. And I had never had my cards read at that point. You were the first person to ever read my tarot cards. And now I read I try. I do my best to read cards.
I think you do a good job.
I think, yeah.
Because you have your intuition.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
good.
But talk a little bit about that, how you got into it and how you see tarot. I mean, a lot of people think it's a lot of different things, and I think we're on the same page. It's just kind of like, I see it as a vehicle to have the symbols and the language to bring through what's coming through your intuition.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's it. So it started way back when my great grandmother, she read regular cards. It wasn't like a daily thing in my house, but my mom, had tarot around. She read tea leaves. I'd see that on a regular basis. And never learned that. I'm still working on that. I'm trying.
Yeah.
But the tarot was pretty, it's a story. I tell stories. I ask the tarot to tell me a story. Like, what should I know? Tell me a story. It's very open. I'm very open-ended with the tarot. When I ask a specific question, I get answers. But I really like like the process, not it, but the process to inform me. So I try not to guide it too much. Like what's important today? What's important? But tarot, like I only have like 4 decks, but that's a lot. My mom had the Rider-Waite traditional, and then a friend gave me the Green Witch, and that I sat a year with that, and I journaled a lot, made connections with the Rider-Waite, because that helped inform me. Like it really helped solidify the Rider-Waite because of that process. And then I got Chris Ann's Light Sears Tarot.
Yeah, I love that one.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's inclusive,
right?
Like it's got every kind of person that you can think of, and the images are incredible. And I just see things. So I don't visualize. I just say things. Like I say, well, this is what I'm. I don't even say this is what I'm. I just say.
Yeah.
I just talk.
Yeah.
And things come out. And things sometimes are pretty incredibly accurate. So even skeptics, they're like, they don't give me any information, right? Nothing. Yeah. No clues. And there was one woman, she was an older woman with 2 younger girls. I thought they were relatives. Come to find out, they just traveled together. Oh. They met on a voyage, and now, like, this older woman with 2 younger women are friends. Oh, wow. And that just made my heart happy, too. I was like, they have enough together. That is good. But they weren't even guests of mine. So sometimes I just come up to somebody and say, hey, I read tarot. Or, we're in a conversation. I'm like, if you need a tarot reading, let me know. One day I'll put a sign out front. Yeah. But I don't charge at this point. I just, if you want to give me a gift, great. But I just enjoy it so much. So this woman, I would read the cards, and there's one card. There's stories about all the cards that I can bring out that are positive, right? Right. There's always a positive thing. But there's one card that I just can't, and it's the 3 of Swords. And she got the 3 of Swords. So the 2 girls wanted this older woman to have her cards read, and she got the 3 of Swords, and I was like, wow. I said, someone in your life, I don't know if it's you, but someone in your life is suffering right now. And it's big, it's intense grief. And I'm really sorry. And she didn't say anything, and we just kept going. And there were some brighter cards, and as the future came, there was more brighter cards and everything. And at the very end, afterwards, like, they said nothing. Yeah. None of them said anything. The girls were talking to her saying, I think that this and da-da-da-da. So they were making the connections with her. And finally, ultimately, she was like, I think you should know, I'm recently widowed. Oh. And I totally relate to all of this, and I am in pain. But I see that, in time, there's a brighter future. Aww. And it was just like, because I didn't know what I was saying. Right. I was just talking. Yeah. And so she felt really good. Oh, that was a nice.
That's so rewarding when that happens. Yeah. So now I've brought many people to Cathy to have their cards whenever my family's here. And I remember when my niece Izzy was here, she was sitting right here at the table, and you were talking about how her connection to the moon, and I was like, wait a minute. Were you born under the full moon? And my sister was there, and she's like, her mother, and they're like, I don't know. I look it up. I look up her birthday. I'm like, yeah, she was born under the full moon.
Another chill. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And no, the space. Okay, so I mean, I've always been effective with tarot, predicted births, predicted when people had affairs. That was not a good one. That night, he came and confessed. I was like, dude, please. Yeah, it's not good. But, you know, here, it's just intense. It's just like amplified.
Exactly.
This space, this particular space, I think it's old. It's not old. It's actually fairly new. The ground, the earth is deep below, and it comes up with the volcano, and it's new. It's actually new, fresh and raw and authentic, and everything about this is just like there's like a connection between realms or veils or however you want to say it. It's really thin here.
It's very thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's magical.
It's really hard to explain, but I think that I definitely feel it. But let's talk more about that veil and what that actually is here. I mean, part of what I've experienced too is just the geology. There's like an island. There's Canyo Island. I don't know if you can see the map behind us, but
Right here.
yeah, I don't know if exactly. There's Canyo Island that is right off the beach from Drake Bay, and I don't think that's totally accurate.
Oh, yeah. No. It's definitely not to scale. It's not to scale.
Yeah, definitely not, isn't that big, but
it's important.
But then we have the mountains. Like they're huge mountains here. We're on the peninsula on the South Pacific side of Costa Rica, and those mountains are where gold miners used to spend a lot of time mining because there's so much gold up there, and it's now been shut down and turned into a national park. But you know, it makes me think that just the elements that are here. And do you know what what's the story behind the spheres in Costa Rica? Do you know the lore behind it?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. There is a place local. We were actually just talking about bringing my grandchildren are here, so we were going to go explore. There's so many places that I have not personally looked at. But I mean, it would be good to look up the spheres.
But I think that there are some stories about them being protected. They're these huge, perfect spheres, and now they've been taken to museums. I don't think very many of them are in the actual place where they were created. But
I think Sierpe, I think that is that is where a lot of them were found, which is right up the river.
Yeah,
where we go shopping.
But yeah, it makes me wonder, the gold and the ocean right here. There's definitely a palpable energy that, again, it's equal parts love and safety and danger. And you feel it every single day.
Yeah.
And there's something about being immersed in those extremes at all times. You know, you have to wear boots outside pretty much anywhere you go because there could be snakes anywhere, venomous snakes. And, you know, even the rain, there are huge trees around. And when the rain comes down, that's such a danger to have a branch fall on you, fall on your car, coconut fall on your... There are more deaths from coconuts in the world than sharks.
Yes. Yeah.
There are a lot of coconuts around here. But you have to have a different kind of awareness.
Well, and I think it's the edge of life and death. I think that, you know, you constantly, the awareness has to be pretty focused.
But on the other hand, I often feel less aware when I'm here and I immerse myself in the space. What's with that? Because I get into a flow, and you get into that pura vida flow where time doesn't really exist, and you don't have your checklist, and the day just kind of unfolds. But at the same time, you do have to be aware of the dangers. But I do get lulled into this, like, I don't know, kind of cross-eyed, like almost meditative state at the same time. But yeah, well, how do you experience that too? And how do you explain that?
I'm not very good with the awareness thing. I have to be perfectly honest. I don't wear boots. I go barefoot most of the time. But I do like it. That's why Loki's important. He goes first. So, He's my protector. But I'm really not, I'm not good about that. I am more of your secondary. like I'll see something and I'll just be like staring at it. And I talk to the birds. People think I'm crazy. Maybe they don't. They do too, probably. I mean, maybe the visitors think I'm crazy, but the locals are like, oh, she's a tica. Está bien. So, yeah, I think, they appreciate my thriftiness.
Maybe those of us who are kind of more naturally inclined to be connective and intuitive are pulled more in that direction in
It's
this
less
space.
fear. Less fear.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine's, this is not a good story, but a friend of mine's son was in Charlotte, UNC Charlotte, and he saved a bunch of people, but he got shot and killed. And one of the things that, like, he has one of those wristbands, and it says, do more, fear less, like fearless, fear less, do more. And I feel like that's, yeah. Like, I don't have much sense of fear at all because I know we're here and we're all going to die. And, you know, if my grandchildren have a great story about how, you know, maybe got eaten by a crocodile or something, you know, how cool would that be?
Kind of cool. I think that would be kind of cool.
I don't know. It's better than dying in like some nursing home going down my which is awful. It's awful to think about. So no, I want to die big. I want to live big and die big.
Go big or go home. Yeah. And people here live to be quite old.
This is a blue zone. We're right on the edge of a blue zone. Like, we're right on the edge. But they do. They do, because family matters.
But I think that's changing here too.
Technology.
Yeah.
Okay, so on breaks, on school breaks and stuff, when I see the young people like with their parents and they're participating and dragging like the air tanks from the beach and, you know, helping the boat stay steady and all this stuff, my heart just fills. And then I see the others that are like engrossed in their phones, and it's easy for young. There's a lot of young parents here. It's a Christian state, and, you know, they have birth control, but they don't necessarily use it. And so a lot of young parents rely on technology to entertain their children. So you're right, it's changing.
And I think the older generation is feeling nervous about who's going to take care of them too. Yeah, because it is.
And their space.
Yeah.
And this space, this magical space.
Yeah, because the kids, you know, one thing that we really want to do in our space that we're working on up in the mountains is make it easy for school kids to come in and experience the animals, because even though they live here and they see the animals, I'm guessing a lot of them have never seen a tapir because they're in town and they don't get to go into the national forest because it's like, it's expensive and you have to take a boat there. It's complicated. They're not bringing, they don't have field trips into the forest.
I know, it's too bad.
Right?
They should.
And they should. And I think that the kids would really benefit from having that kind of education, even though they're in it every day. But to be able to have some kind of really great experience. And so that's one thing that we would like to do too, is to be able to bring the school kids in.
Yeah, and I think they only go to school for 3 or 4 hours a day. And so doing like an afternoon camp or something, that's what I'm thinking of as, you know, former teacher. And once the casita's all done and I get things put together and I can, you know, sit back and kind of be retired.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so fun.
But yeah, like 2 or 3 days a week, just bringing the kids to different places, connecting them with the different people. There are some pockets of people there are a lot of people that want it. It's just hard to organize, and most people are working.
Right.
And so you and I can fill that void.
Make it fun. Yeah. Super fun. We both need to work on our Spanish a little bit.
Un poco, yeah. Mucho.
I understand pretty much everything, but you know, I just don't practice speaking enough. Yeah.
And listening helps. The music. They say the music, but I'm like singing, and I'm not good with that.
I don't even
I
understand.
dance to the music.
I don't understand words in English when they're speaking English in songs. So
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, some of the
so-
old, when I was in high school, some of the lyrics that I
Yeah,
was
right.
singing.
And then you hear them again, and it's like, what? That's what.
Yeah, wrapped up like a douche, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like, no.
No.
I always wondered what that was.
Yeah, I had that one wrong too. Yeah, yeah. One thing that I've been thinking about a lot is how you can build your intuition in the same way that you can build your language skills. Have you ever thought about that? And do you you talked about journaling and you practice tarot on yourself, and so that's all building up your intuitive muscles.
Right.
Do you have any other daily practices that you do?
I mean, I think just walking barefoot anywhere. I think that once tennis shoes were invented, I think we all lost our grounding. And that connection between earth and us is really, really important. So my daily walks, which Loki has really helped me with, because I didn't go to the beach every day, and now he needs to walk, so I take him. And that's his happy place. So it's my happy place too. I just never, you don't do things for yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think being grounded, I think there's a lot of fresh fruit here, and just eating clean food. I went home for a week and I gained like 8 pounds, and it's just all the additives and all the stuff. And the lack of exercise. I mean, there's just a lot of things that you can do, but you just don't tend to do it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Here, I don't have a car, and there's hills everywhere. So I just I have to be exercising and eating good. Plus the cost, and this is the opposite of in the United States. The cost of the local fruit and vegetables is affordable.
Exactly.
And the cost of peanut butter is not.
Right.
Peanut butter is good for you and everything, but, peanut butter, cheese, those kinds of things that if you use the U.S. brands, like if you look for those, you're going to pay a lot. But if you eat what the locals eat, you'll live to be 100 and, you'll save money. So.
And it tastes so different than at home too. Oh my gosh,
Just chicken.
Yeah.
Like fruits, vegetables, and chicken.
I don't like papaya in the United States, but I was just eating papaya this morning. I'm like, oh, that's so good. I think there's something too about the humidity and how you become kind of one with the atmosphere. You have to drink so much water, and it just is like constantly filtering through your body in a way that is so cleansing, where you just, there's no like distance between you and the air. It's like all one in a way.
Exactly. No, I think that's true. And it purges you too, the sweat. I mean, it's getting the toxins out. I didn't even think of that. That's a big part of it too. So yeah, no, the intuition, I think, I watch the animals, and I don't know, I'm just more open. Like there's less distractions.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. Like I don't have electronics hardly at all, maybe for music, and then the internet stuff for work. And a podcaster too. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I do listen to her podcast. But truly, like, it's very limited. I do Duolingo every day. I'm at like 700 or something days. Still.
It's not super helpful. I don't know.
No, well,
I'm over 1,000 and I'm still.
You're still struggling.
gosh,
No, I'm sorry. But it's helpful for me.
I wonder.
I just think the discipline of everything. I can't believe you're at it.
And I've heard from people too that when you're learning a language and when you're immersed all the time, there comes a time when like a switch is just kind of flipped. And
I think in Spanish now.
Okay. Yeah. But I think that's true with intuition though too. Like if you're practicing so much and like even like following the little things, like, oh, I just thought about my friend and I don't know why I'm texting them, but I'm just gonna reach out because I thought of them. And you do that over and over and over again. Like, I don't know why I want to walk around that corner, but I'm gonna walk around that corner, and then there's an animal that you didn't know that was there. The more that you do it, the more it just becomes becomes ingrained, and
You
then
don't even notice that you're doing things.
yeah, and then that switch is kind of flipped, and it just becomes who you are. And
I think I'm there.
yeah,
Because I don't notice anymore.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
But you're right, absolutely. And I give thanks.
Mhm.
Like if something like an
Yeah.
animal is around the corner, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I followed my intuition. So I give
Yeah.
myself praise when it works out.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's true. I think that's really true.
Have you had any times in your life when you have followed your intuition and it didn't turn out well?
Gosh. I
didn't put that in the list of questions.
It's not at all. I followed my intuition and it didn't work out well.
I can think of times.
Maybe
when-
marry my husband. That doesn't count.
We'll take that part out.
But seriously, like I spent 40 years with someone who was not a happy person, and I kept trying. I'm joyful, and I was like, everybody else around is joyful. How come I can't help him be joyful? And you can't. And so maybe it wasn't intuition. Maybe it was like stubbornness. Like I don't know what the word is, but it's true. It's true. I spent a long time trying to make someone happy who just is not a happy person.
Yeah. I mean, there were times when I was young and when I married my husband, I just had very different perspective on what life was and what I wanted for my life. And so, and I didn't have that sense of openness. Maybe I don't think I was listening to my intuition at the time. It was like, all right, well, this is just what we're supposed to do. I'm supposed to, you're more secure when you marry somebody. I want to have kids. And that part, I think, was a knowing that I had. I knew that I wanted to have kids. But then everything else was just kind of, you're there, and
this is the easiest way to get it. Yeah. It's true.
And then sometimes, though, you listen to your intuition and you don't get the immediate result that you thought would be the best thing to happen.
See,
But
this is
then
important.
later
Yeah.
Then later on, you realize, like, oh, okay. I laugh all the time. I'm like, oh, that's why spirit guides or God or the universe, however you want to phrase it, that's why you pushed me in that direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's right. I think you're right.
Do you have any stories that you can think of around that where you were like, why am I here? And then later on, you're like, oh, yeah, okay, I get it.
I have a perfect story. Okay. It was another learning experience. They're all learning experiences, right? So you learn you have this lesson you're supposed to learn, and you can go around and back down and back up, like, chutes and ladders, or you have a direct path. Usually it's around and around. Well, this particular one, so I literally got on my knees. It was about a job that I was thinking about taking, got on my knees and asked for a sign. And the phone rang, and it was my potential boss on a Sunday. And I was like, that's a sign, right? That's a sign. So I'm thinking I'm following, and I am following the universe. Well, for 5 years, I couldn't breathe. It was very, very male-centered. Good old boy network. It was bad. I met an elementary friend of mine for the first time in like 20 years, maybe 15 years. We reconnected really well. Met another woman that I'm still close with. We, all three of us, went to this other company together, and we rocked it. But it was after 5 years of, like, literally. Okay, so the wife of the founder died. They were old. The company had been around for a long time. I won't name who it is, but it's a custom burger. It is really big. But it's owned by a family. In her will, they said the first 32 male employees got a percent of this company. My assistant was the second employee, and she didn't have a penis. And she got nothing. She got nothing. Not even a, like, oh, thank you for your service. You get it. Nothing.
God.
And because it was a will, they couldn't do anything. There were other instances that we could have probably pursued, but I just couldn't.
That is so nasty.
Bad. So I lost my health during those 5 years, but I gained a connection with somebody who helped me get into this company that was amazing and brought me through so many great things. It was the only company that I left, and it wasn't because of people. Like usually you leave because I can't get, like there's so much negativity. And I do. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
But I can't deal with the stuff that's going on. I mean, I was a good worker, and some of the stuff that you witness when you're in a job of a big company is horrendous, like what I just mentioned. But ultimately, it turned out really good.
Yeah. Divine timing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't know.
A lot of times, we don't know.
You just have to have faith. And I think that's so much of what,
It's the faith that the lesson will be learned no matter what path you take.
Right, exactly. And that's true.
That's the Hierophant of the Lightseer Tarot. He's perfect. He's like at the bottom of the staircase and he's laughing hysterically, with all these symbols of different religions and stuff. And he's like, joke's on you. You can get there anyway. It doesn't matter which way you go. You'll get there.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite tarot card? The one that you connect with the most?
Strength.
Yeah.
Strength in all of the decks. Like, she just, again, in the light years, the traditional is, with a woman in a robe with a lion. In the Light Seers Tarot, she's got like half of her face is lion, and the other half is beautiful human. And I'm like, you only have to bring out the lion, you don't really have to. Like, she's in you. And then Puma is one of my, it is my spirit animal, and she's here. She's close. She's so close. But really, like we have the strength within us to endure, to do. We humans have so much strength, and we just need to be brave. Like, bravery, courage is not about not having fear. It's about having fear and doing it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And life's too short to live in fear and have that hold you back. This one life. I don't know about the next one.
Have you seen a puma in real life here?
Like the first.
I have not yet seen a puma.
The first week I was here, I heard when I was deep in the jungle and volunteering for the dolphin tour. It had just been after COVID, so there weren't many humans. So the animals here, locals are like, COVID was good because the Dantas weren't around here. I mean, they had a lot of animals that just were less, and now they're back.
Oh, okay.
So it was really good.
Yeah.
Including whales and stuff, everything. So, so the howler monkeys, who I was just getting to know, were going a little crazy. And I was like, what's up, you guys? What's the matter? And got my binoculars out, and I'm looking around, and all of a sudden I see a puma's head with its ears going back and started to crawl down the tree. I'm like, she's mad. I just took its dinner, So I ran in, and then I got brave, and like by the time I got brave, see the whole fear thing, like she was only like 3 meters away, so she was pretty close. Like, she could have leapt to me, but
oh my God!
But the fear, I didn't get to like hang out with her. And then I saw her little tail going away. But there's been some close sightings recently, and they don't.
No, they
like
don't.
Everybody's afraid of them here. They're so well fed. I don't know, like Colorado and places like that. They're worried about mountain lions. Same animal.
I know.
Different name. These here,
they're aggressive. But here they're not.
They're not.
Like,
I think they have enough food.
Yeah, I guess so.
They're well fed and.
They walk right by tourist groups all the time.
Yeah.
And they don't care at all.
They're also not hunted here.
Yeah, right.
It's a big deal. The northern humpbacks, there are fewer of them that come this far down. They're more I think they stay out deeper. I don't know. They don't come, but the southern, they're not hunted, and they come right up to the boats.
Yeah.
We have good interactions with
that's the best.
Oh yeah, that's an animal you can do with.
Yeah.
Babies, when you look at their little faces, they're so
And you can hear them singing above the water. And then you go into the water and you can hear them singing. It's just the most magical thing. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your experience of people, gringos, American, United States people. They're called gringos here.
Thank you.
Because this is America as well, so they get offended when you say Americans because they're like, oh,
As well they should.
American.
Even North Americans. It's like, well, what about Canada and Mexico?
Yeah, right. So gringos,
Cognizant.
it's not derogatory. But when gringos come, tell me a little bit about how you experience how people integrate themselves or don't integrate themselves into this place that is Drake Bay. Like, I can imagine that some people come and they're open and they're like open to the adventure and to all of the discomforts. It's uncomfortable. It can be really uncomfortable. You talked about like the water landing.
3 showers a day. Yeah. The bites and you talked about the insect spray. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay, so I think the coolest thing about Drake right now, and I think it's changing, is that it is hard to get here. And so it's almost like a self-selection process because you have to make arrangements. You have to be willing to get out in the water, of the boat, in the water. There's no docks. It's hard. It's hard to get here. And so most of the people are very open to everything. And I had maybe one or two guests in my space where I felt that I needed to do smudging afterwards. It was like, oh my God, why are you even here? Yeah, so it was pretty bad. But mostly because it's a challenge just to get arrangements to get here. Most people are open to it. Those that aren't are really not. And they stay in the house and they're in the air conditioning and they're like, why is this space like this? And it's like, because you're supposed to be outside. You're supposed to be outside enjoying this beautiful space. Rain or no rain, like the smell of the fresh rain. And, we have this covered dining area and you're supposed to be outside. We don't expect you to be inside all the time. So,
I love the rain.
It's so good. It's so cleansing.
Yeah, we now have some sun. What are you excited about that's coming up in your life?
Well, we just are. I've been in 4 months of renovations. More, it seems like.
Again, Tico time.
Tico time. Tico time, see? I mean,
2 weeks. Yeah. They probably said 2 weeks. Oh, it'll be all done. 2 weeks.
Sure, your guests will have a place while they're staying somewhere else right now. But we're so close. And it has been a wonderful process. Like the person I'm working with is creative, and we bounce ideas off each other, and so I'm really excited to have a grand reopening with a second bathroom. There's a big deal. Like, it's a big deal. Guests have asked about a second bathroom, and we're finally doing it. So I'm excited to have people. I'm thinking more people will be able to come because it does. If you think 15 minutes in the bathroom, so 15 minutes shower, shave, blah 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 blah, 6 people, which is what we sleep. That's 2 full hours.
Yeah.
So we felt like we needed that. So I'm really excited to offer that to people.
Then you have people like my daughter who don't like to share bathrooms.
Yeah, she has to have her private room. Yeah. So she's gonna have the main room. It's really nice. But it's whale season.
Yeah.
So that I'm really excited to see some whales.
Yeah.
The mamas and babies are so much fun to watch. So that's the next big thing. In the next month, we should have bunches of whales.
And if anyone's thinking about coming to Drake Bay, don't be turned off by the weather reports that say rain, and even this idea of like rainy season, not rainy season. I've been here during the rainy season when people clear out, and it's still so beautiful. It's almost better because there's really nobody here.
I love it.
And so that's going to be my public service announcement for Drake Bay for today, because it's not like, I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, people will say, like, don't come in October at all. I've been here in October, and it's pretty awesome.
Well, last year, it was a fluke.
That's true.
That is true. Beautiful. I left in November, and they had, like, an emergency. Whatever.
That's right. It came late. The rain came late.
And we didn't have a very long summer. but the rain cleans things. And like we didn't have a lot of dust this year either, and that helps our health, you know, because dry season is dry, even though you're in the rainforest. Yeah, I think we've experienced 3 or 4 showers during this interview, and the sun is out again, so you see rainbows, and no, summer's when I was or we call it the green season.
Green season. Yeah, that's better.
Not rainy season. So, but the green season, like, that's what I came here the first few times, and I loved it. Because usually, like, it rains at night, or Drake is so magical. Just when you get back from the tour around 2 o'clock, the rain comes and it's time for siesta.
Exactly. Yeah. You have a full belly. You've been up since like 6 because the sun gets up at 5, 6 o'clock every day.
Every day. 12 hours. It's very balanced here. So balanced. My eyesight has actually improved.
Really?
Like my health, my eyesight, it's really balancing.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's
That's
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah.
So like reading glasses, you need less often, or?
So my distance was like minus 2.25 in 2013, and it's like minus 0.5 now.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Like I have 20/20 vision.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you don't,
Magic.
if you weren't thinking about coming to Drake Bay, that's a good reason.
There you go. There you go. You might have to stay a couple years.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Pura vida.
Pura vida.
Pura vida.
Yeah, and everybody come see us.
Yeah. Great.
Come stay at Cathy's.
Yay.
Thank you for tuning in to Goddess in Training. I hope something in this episode stirred your knowing or softened your heart. If it spoke to you, share it with someone who needs it, or leave a review or comment to help others find us. If you're watching on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to hear more conversations like this, please consider supporting Goddess in Training on Patreon. For more tools and offerings to deepen your intuition practice, visit goddessintraining.online. You can also join the Scroll of Seshat on Substack for twice-weekly stories of how I followed my intuition. The music for Goddess in Training is Madre Ayahuasca by Arkawa, and you can find more of his music in the link to his website in the show notes. Remember, your intuition is not a mystery, it's a memory. Keep listening.
Resplandor de fuego, estrellita, tabaco santo, fuerza de rapé, soplo de luz, soplo encantado, viajecito, bendición del cielo, fortaleza, tigrecito de la selva, madre ayahuasca.